Ever felt that your well-crafted follow-up message vanished into the void just because the timing wasn't right? Mastering the art of the follow-up post-closing calls isn't just about what you say, but when you say it, especially when nurturing leads for a thriving medium-sized B2B service enterprise. That precise timing can make or break a potential deal. What are the secrets to timing your follow-ups perfectly? You've done the groundwork, the initial meeting, delivering the killer pitch, and closing the call on a high note. But what comes after can be a tightrope walk. Sometimes a follow-up too soon can seem desperate or pushy, and one too late might mean your lead has grown cold or, even worse, moved on to your competitors. Mastering follow-up timing is more than a tactical move. It's a strategic sail that catches just the right wind to guide your lead to the yes harbor. The challenge of identifying the optimal follow-up moments after closing calls is paramount in influencing lead decisions. Done incorrectly, it may result in lost interest or perceived pushiness. Finding the balance is critical for sales success. For medium-sized B2B service companies, where every client counts and personalized touchpoints are valued, the stakes are even higher. This delicate dance involves understanding lead behaviors, respecting their decision-making process, and strategically positioning your service as the solution they can't afford to miss. When we talk about follow-up timing, we're not just referring to hours and days. We're talking about that sweet spot where your message is anticipated, where it's relevant, and where it's poised to make the most impact. It's about reading the room virtually, judging the silent cues that indicate when a lead is ready to take the next step or needs a nudge in the right direction. This isn't just about staying on their radar. It's about smart, strategic communication that will set your services apart and above the rest. Let's face it, that initial "we'll get back to you soon" from your lead often floats into an abyss of ambiguity. As a company driving its growth, one successful conversion at a time, you can't afford to let any lead fade away into this void. The journey from great call to delighted customer may be fraught with uncertainties, but with the right tactics, you have the power to chart this territory and emerge successfully. Your role involves making informed decisions, including when to make that pivotal follow-up that could seal the deal or keep the conversation moving forward. Let's dive into the tactical steps you can undertake to ensure your sales team isn't just shooting follow-up messages in the dark, but is hitting the bull's eye of follow-up timing. So, you've recognized the importance of perfecting your follow-up timing. Now it's time to get down to brass tacks and establish an ideal framework that will guide you on when to hit send. Here's how to get started. Firstly, you need to know the playing field. Dig into the average lead response time specific to your industry. If your competitors are following up in a week and you can cut that down to 3 days without sacrificing quality or coming off as too eager, you've already gained an edge. Use this knowledge to craft a follow-up timeline that sets you apart from the pack. Next, it's time to automate your initial follow-up. Yes, automate. You might balk at the idea, thinking it lacks the personal touch, but that's where quality content comes in. By sending a prompt, automated message that reflects the lead's interests and what was discussed in the call, you continue the conversation without missing a beat. This message can be a simple thank you, a recap of the call, or providing additional resources. The point is to strike while the iron is hot, showing attentiveness and dedication. Of course, automation can only take you so far. That's why you need to set reminders for subsequent follow-ups. These should be personal, thoughtful, and show that you remember and care about the details the lead shared with you. This kind of follow-up takes more effort, sure, but it's the effort that can make all the difference. Now, this isn't a set-it-and-forget-it type of deal. You've got to monitor lead engagement actively. Did they open your automated email? Did they click on any links? Use these behaviors as cues to adjust timing accordingly. If they're engaging with your content, they might be ready for another conversation sooner than someone who hasn't opened your email yet. Remember, the essence of this step is about setting up a framework that's both dynamic and data-driven. By doing so, you can ensure your follow-ups are timely, relevant, and have that personalized touch that could be the key to unlocking a positive decision from your leads. Now, let's home in on the frequency of your follow-ups. How often should you reach out to a lead after that closing call without seeming like a burden? Here's a straightforward approach to ensure you keep the conversation alive and kicking. Kick off with your first follow-up approximately 48 to 72 hours after your initial conversation. This is a reasonable time frame that shows you're proactive and considerate of the lead's time to digest the information presented. If there's no response, don't panic. Simply mark your calendar for 1 week later for the second follow-up. This creates a respectful gap, giving them space while still keeping you in their thoughts. For the third follow-up, take a clue from how they interacted with your previous messages. Did they respond? Did they visit your website or engage with any material you sent? These actions, or lack thereof, will guide you. Maybe this time, a phone call would be more appropriate, or perhaps another week's wait is in order. The key here is balance. You want to be persistent without being a pest. A customer relationship management (CRM) system is a valuable asset in striking this balance. A good CRM can track your leads' interactions with your emails and website, giving you a timeline tailored to their behavior. You become a partner, not a pursuer, moving at a pace that matches their interest level. Remember, it's not just about marking calendar days. You're building a relationship with each follow-up, so consider the lead's cues and your CRM data to personalize this timeline. Your leads are humans, not targets. Treat them as such, and you'll find the rhythm that resonates with each one. As you navigate the follow-up waters, it's crucial not just to focus on the when, but also on the what. The content and context of your follow-up messages are the sails that will ultimately steer your leads to a decision. Begin by tailoring the content of your follow-ups to directly address any potential objections or questions that may have arisen during the closing call. Did they have concerns about onboarding? Include a link to a guide that simplifies the process. Were they unsure about ROI? Send them a case study highlighting the success of a similar client. Value is the name of the game for each interaction. You're not just checking in. You're continually providing pieces of evidence that showcase why your service is the investment they should make. Whether it's a well-placed testimonial or an insightful article that speaks to their business needs, make each touch point a treasure trove of helpful information. Now, context is king. You need to identify the perfect moments for your follow-up based on your lead's behavior. Are they just peeking at your proposal, or have they deep dived into the specifics of your pricing page? Such actions can signal the readiness to engage further and should prompt a timely and contextual follow-up. And let's not forget, listening is a skill. Cultivate it within your follow-up strategy. Pay close attention to the lead's actions post-conversation to guide your timing and message content. Did they mention a big product launch? Time your follow-up around it to show that you're listening and you care. In summary, the aptitude to leverage content and context can exponentially increase the efficacy of your follow-ups. It's about remaining relevant, being of service, and moving in sync with your lead's rhythm. This strategy puts you in a position not just as a vendor, but as a valued partner and advisor. That's the kind of relationship that leads to closed deals and long-standing clientele. In conclusion, getting the timing right for your post-closing call follow-ups is not just about persistence. It's about strategy. The steps we've outlined here are designed to place you right where you need to be, in your prospective client's mind, at just the right time. Remember, it's a delicate balance. Your initial follow-up, while automated, sets the stage for personalized interactions. This can help your message to stand out amidst a sea of other sales pitches. Follow this up with thoughtful, spaced-out communications, and you are doing more than just staying in touch. You're building a narrative and nudging the lead down the sales funnel. None of these touch points should be empty check-ins. Whether you're reaching out 2 days later or 2 weeks later, each message must carry context and value, making it clear that your focus is on helping your lead succeed. By tracking engagement and using data from your CRM, you can time these follow-ups to be as effective as possible. Above all, it's the human touch that converts leads into clients. When your follow-ups are tailored, timely, and rich with value, you're no longer just a vendor. You become a partner that's hard to ignore. Use technology to your advantage, but let your humanity be at the forefront of your communication strategy. This, above all, is what will help you unlock the full potential of your follow-up strategy, turning leads into valuable, lasting clients for your medium-sized B2B service enterprise.